Now, John Saxon, former state Democratic Party treasurer, believes this will only unite the Democratic Party. He says at President Biden's age, there were already doubts about how he'd perform, and now believes the party will move forward together.
I think they were divided over whether Biden should stay or go, and even a lot of people who said he should stay, I think privately might have been happy with the decision that he announced today. But I don't think they're going to be divided. I think they're going to unite around Vice President Harris.
Now, there are a few reasons Saxon believes the Democratic Party will move forward with Vice President Harris. One being that President Biden endorses her. Another, her political experience. Also, the demographics most responsible for putting President Biden in the White House, African Americans and women's. Additionally, Saxon also believes there are no obvious frontrunners who would challenge the vice president.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for Yellowhammer Now. Let's talk a little bit about the presidential race, but through the lens of the state of Alabama. Now, on social media, I've been asking anyone, national figures, local figures, nobodies on social media, can you give me a singular Kamala Harris accomplishment? They can't. They cannot do it. It is an impossible task, which is why all we're getting is, well, did you know that criticizing her is racist and sexist and mean? Well, get ready, because I guess I'm going to be called racist, sexist, and mean a lot. However, I would suggest that you find one of my criticisms and tell me how it's either racist, sexist, or mean. You won't be able to do that either, but that is the entire point. So in order to be fair, I will highlight how one person gave one example of a Kamala Harris accomplishment. And that example, as you're seeing right here on the screen, is about how she made data more available about prosecutions in San Francisco. Well, damn, just make her president now, because she's done so much. So let's look at some other figures that have endorsed Kamala Harris and are happy to see her in the race and see if they can explain what exactly Kamala Harris has done that makes her such a great candidate for president. Let's start with the mayor of the city of Birmingham.
In a social media post, Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin endorsed the Harris campaign, saying, quote, her leadership, resilience, and commitment to progress have been evident throughout the Biden administration.
Nope, nothing there. How about Wandling Gavan? She's a state representative. She's pretty outspoken. I wonder if she's got a list of accomplishments Kamala Harris has brought to the table.
I think it was best for the Democratic Party. Listen, it's going to be a street fight. The problem Donald Trump has is that you have someone else on the opposite end of the street that's going to fight him the same way he's fighting them.
Street fights. Okay, I guess we're done with the whole toning down the rhetoric thing. Okay, but nothing of substance there. Oh, how about Doug Jones? We're told he's thoughtful and smart and kind and just a great guy. I'm sure he has a bunch of stuff to say about all of Kamala Harris's accomplishments.
And at the end of the day, he made the decision he believes to be in the right decision for the country. I support that decision. And I also believe he made the decision to endorse the vice president, Kamala Harris, because he also believes that that is the best interest of the country. And that is something I absolutely agree with. And I think we are going to see a campaign, as was just said, as Mike was just talking about, one that is going to be more united than we have seen in a long, long, long time.
Okay, so the former senator from Alabama couldn't do it either. How about Mayor Stephen Reed? I mean, his clip, I'm looking at it, is over a minute long. He must get into the accomplishments of this wonderful candidate for president.
We've had an opportunity to really talk to the vice president over the last several months and engage with her in several occasions to talk about things that impact Americans, Alabamians, and Montgomeryans. I think there'll be some difference. I think there are some things that will continue, but I think that, you know, she brings her own set of experiences with her as a former district attorney and attorney general and senator. She brings a new lens of which to look at domestic policy as well as foreign policy. She's eminently connected to what we're trying to do here. She endorsed me for mayor in 2019. She only endorsed 4 people nationwide, so I was glad then to have received that endorsement. And since that time, we built a relationship about what we're trying to do in Montgomery and really across the South, as well as, you know, just mid-sized cities in general. Wow, I mean, just the energy, it's been like a light switch. I can't believe how much money has been raised. I think over $100 million. Well over 30-some thousand volunteers have signed up to help with the campaign. I see young ladies engaged. I see African-American voters more engaged. I see independents, white independents, Latino, Asian Americans engaged. I've never seen anything like it. I think, the closest thing that one could say is maybe when President Obama decided to run, but there was a big lead up for that run. I've never seen anything just change overnight in terms of energy and momentum as we've seen.
Not a single accomplishment, not from the mayor of the city of Birmingham, a state representative, a former United States senator, or the mayor of Montgomery. Very weird that they are incapable of touting Kamala Harris's accomplishments just very easily. You would think it'd be a simple thing to do, but every person I've asked online has attacked me for even asking the question or said the brilliant, well, I would tell you, but then how would you know how to find out? So you know how to look, so you should just go do it yourself. I'm not going to tell you anything, which is idiotic. But we're talking about Kamala Harris, so a lot of this is idiotic. All I'm asking is this. Tell me what Kamala Harris's accomplishments are. Winning a seat in the Senate is not an accomplishment. Getting appointed as a DA in San Francisco for reasons is not an accomplishment. Being selected by Joe Biden is not an accomplishment, especially when he says it's going to be a black woman and he had 4 black women he chose from and he chose her. That's not an accomplishment. I'm looking for something that Kamala Harris did that she can stand up and say, I did this. I was responsible for this. I made this happen. It should not be this hard to lay it out. But because it is, that tells you she's accomplished nothing. So while the media tries to sell you on a couple of things about Kamala Harris, she's a great person. People love her. Infectious laugh. Very smart. They're not going to be able to tell you she's accomplished because all you need to do is turn to them and say, well, what has she accomplished? And they will just stare directly at you and say, how dare you ask such a question about a person who could be the leader of the free world? How dare you?